Okay, take two, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? It's the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're joining us for the Fast 15, as we usually do each and every Wednesday about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We take about 10 to 15 minutes as a way to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of my books or audio books, with occasionally, the first Wednesday of each month, I'll pull a selection from a fellow author, a couple of announcements, and then closing out on a positive note. As we all know, life happens, and sometimes you can't wait until you get off of work or the end of the day for your pick me up, or sometimes you can't wait until the next morning. So hopefully during this time, it allows all of us to kind of pause, reboot, slow down the moving parts and things of that nature. The best way to stay connected with me, if you add me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton and click on the link in the bio, that will take you to my Linktree. So for those of you that want to use your browsers, it's linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. So when you add me on Instagram and click on the link in the bio, Linktree will take you to my newsletter. It'll take you to the info for the Author Andrew Snorton blend, the collaborative coffee piece with Fonte's Coffee, interviews, my other social media platforms at Facebook, of course, Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, archival episodes of the Conversation Corner and more. So instead of giving you like 5,100 things, it's like just add me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton, click on the link in the bio for my Linktree, and then from Linktree you can navigate through the platforms that you typically use, add, subscribe, share, and all that type of thing. So I thank each and every one of you for doing that. As we always start off at the beginning of each chat, we always want to take time to acknowledge people who are going through something. Like all of us are going through something, but some people are really going through some really gut-punching, gut-wrenching life challenges. For some people, it might be because a family member, friend, or loved one has transitioned. For some, it might be job-related or finance-related, or relationships with family, friends, loved ones. It could be just about anything that for them is really a big issue and really a problem. So if anyone is going through life's moving parts that are a little bit extra, and you guys know what I'm talking about, you have every right to feel some kind of way. We're human. We go through the range of emotions. By the same token, you owe it to yourself to pause, slow things down, see the moving parts for what they are, and then identify based on what can be a positive course of action, and what things do you need to know. So again, for anyone that's out there that's going through it, please believe you are not alone. And contrary to what other people may say, there are people who care and who are concerned about you. So definitely, relay that message to anyone that you know, including yourself, that might be going through something. For people who are in a good space, we congratulate you for being in a good space, because you of all people know what you had to work through or be led through to get there. So if you're in a good space, with your job or your family, your friends, your loved ones, or you see that you're moving in a positive direction, take time to celebrate it. You should. Now, don't go over the top where you celebrate today and then you don't wake up until like next week, which will actually be a new month. But definitely celebrate, breathe, decompress, because you know what you had to work through or be led through in order to get there. So for anyone that's going through something positive, something constructive, hey, congratulations to you. Feed off of that. Let's not forget our peers or our colleagues who might be going through something, because that might have been us and it could be us down the road. So just to keep everything in perspective. So thank you guys. So having said all that, we're going to move into our selection. As you probably figured out, yes, I'm definitely enjoying my book quotes and notes. I'm going to use some of the stuff from the other books and the audio books, but I really like quotes and notes because not only are they original quotes, with the exception of one that I borrowed from my grandmother, but these are things that have helped me, and I hope it's something that will help you. And bigger than the quote or the statement is going to be really explaining what's the take on it, but then giving you space to go ahead and come up with your own things. So whether you agree with what's put in here, whether you disagree with what's put in here, We know what you put in your head eventually is going to show up in your thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. Put positive things in your head, then at some point positive things are going to come out. You put negative stuff in your head, there's going to be negative stuff that comes out. So definitely want to make sure that you are, again, just like we take time to pause right here, want to make sure that we're taking time to pause and just kind of, reboot and things of that nature. So I'm going to see what quote I want to pull from, and let's see. And even though some of these I've used before, I think it's still relevant. This one I'm going to use because it possibly speaks to some things that people are dealing with. So here's a quote that I've used before and I want to use again. Don't hold someone to a standard you are not willing to hold yourself to. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Don't hold someone to a standard you are not willing to hold yourself to. Now that's checking ourselves and identifying where we're solid and where we still, need to work on, but that's for other people. And I know I'm not the only one. There's a number of times or a number of instances people walk out here talking about they're principled and all that type of thing, but then their principles are lacking when certain things happen and they're not directly happening to them. And don't get me wrong, no one has a problem with being held accountable. You have to be held accountable. If there's something you're supposed to do on your job, there's something you're supposed to do at home, things along those lines. No one has a problem with being held accountable. But when other people are not holding themselves accountable, how are you going to expect someone to operate at this level when you accept yourself operating at this lower level? I mean, come on. Because people are going to look at you cross-eyed. It's one thing, you make an honest effort, things don't happen. Okay, those are kind of livable mistakes, but there's a number of people, I'm not going to say the type of people are, that far too often, sit back on their lofty perch and want to talk about what other people are and aren't doing, or this is how I'd go about things. And then that certain situation happens and they do an about face and turn around. So all I'm going to say is we got to be real careful about the expectations and accountability we put on other people, especially if we're not doing it ourselves. So all of us to varying degrees have to kind of pause and take inventory of what we're saying and what we're doing. And part of it too, we got to take inventory of others. So again, let me run the quote back one more time if I can find it. I should be able to find it. I mean, I wrote the book, but let's see if I can find this one more time and read it one more time. I know I gotta find this again. All right. Don't hold someone to a standard you are not willing to hold yourself to. So again, if you're putting something on somebody, guess what? You got to put that on yourself. You want people to treat you with respect and decency. Guess what? You gotta, it's a give and take. You gotta show and tell, like that old song. So that's the quote from today from Quotes and Notes. Something's on the horizon. Hopefully that is speaking to and with a few people. So here's a couple of quick announcements leading into today, this week, and down the road. Later today, for those of you that are in Atlanta, Georgia, from 6:30 to 9 p.m., make your way to Paint, Sip, Socialize in East Atlanta. Sip and Flow is coming back for tonight. That's part painting, part light beverages, part light bites, networking, and a way to creatively decompress. Shouts to our friends at I Am Rooted. You want to make sure to go now, if you haven't already, go on Instagram, I Am Rooted _. They have all the information for your online purchases and things along those lines. It's a ticketed event, but I tell you what, folks, it's a lot of fun. I painted the last time we did it in May, so I think I might be going ahead and getting some more painting in. But it really is a lot of fun, so make sure to come on out. And yes, there's free parking on the street and free parking behind, so you definitely want to check that out. This coming Saturday, Louisville, Kentucky, 11 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. Join me at Fonte's Coffee. I'll be doing a book signing as well as the coffee piece with our collaborative AuthorASnorton blend. So we have the medium roast, the light roast, the decaf. We will be coming up with a specialty roast that we'll offer during the holidays. So if you're in Louisville, you're in Jefferson County, you're right across the river in Indiana, come on out this coming Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. at Fonte's Coffee. Let's see. Thanks to Deidre Walker. Go to deidrewalker.com. There's a write-up based on the Inspired Author series that I did in Winder, Georgia, back in the beginning of August. So you definitely want to make sure to check that article out. Try to see what else is on the horizon. Book-wise, there'll be some October signings and November signings that I'll start announcing next week. So make sure to stay in tune, stay in touch. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe. That's AuthorASnorton. You can catch a lot of the archival Fast 15 chats, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So don't sleep. Definitely make sure to check that out. Trying to see what else is happening. On the coffee end, fontescoffee.com. Click on the menu for special selections. I'm the first one on there, and make sure to go ahead and order there. The next e-newsletter will go out the beginning of October. I send it out twice a month, so you're getting it on a regular basis, but not being overly bombarded. So you want to make sure, if you're not subscribed to it, again, if you add me on Instagram, click on the link in the bio for my Linktree. That's the very first thing. So if you're not subscribed, inbox me, email me, what have you, so you can get on that. You'll get updates twice a month. But if you're not subscribed, then go add me on Instagram, click on the Linktree. The very first thing will be the newsletter. So the next one will be coming out usually, like I said, it'll be out probably this coming Monday, Tuesday. So usually the beginning of the month and in the middle of the month. So that way, if there's something that you missed, the info is still relevant. On the press and media end, we through AceNorton CCS, who you want to add on Instagram, wrapped up our baseball coverage. It was fun covering the AAA Gwinnett Stripers. They're the AAA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. So their season ended this past Sunday. Many thanks to Dave, Jack, and the other staffers who really made it a good experience this year. Thanks to all the players that we got to interview, some of whom did see time with the Braves and or other major league teams. Actually, almost all the players we interviewed made the team. So it's like, hey, if you're a minor league player, you want to get promoted, you better let me interview you. And, of course, shouts to the amazing people at Wake Forest University. Tough outcome this past Saturday against Georgia Tech, but congrats to Georgia Tech. I mean, forced 5 turnovers. It's hard to win, but I got to give credit to the amazing people in Wake Forest athletics. The coaches, the student athletes, especially student athletes who make themselves available after a loss. Kudos to all of them for fielding just about every question. So we will resume that coverage in late October. Try to see if there's anything else. Thank you to every reader, bookstore, book festival, book club, coffee connoisseur, all that. Thank you for taking time to support me. So when you're supporting me, it helps me to support others. So we'll have, some really good projects that are coming up on the horizon. Those are really the main things I've got for today, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank you for just taking and making time to just talk, pause, reboot, all those types of things. Hopefully people are staying motivated and staying encouraged. And it doesn't mean you don't have some tough moments or some hiccups or, some times where you're using 4-letter instead of 4-syllable words. It's going to happen. But, hopefully this gives everyone a chance to kind of breathe, decompress, reorganize, and just, do what you can to keep things together. And if you have a moment where you slip, okay, you slip. That happens. Hey, socialite in the city joining us on the back end side. If you have not connected with this amazing person, you need to do so. So make sure to add Socialite in the City on Instagram. So shouts to her doing some great stuff. I know we're overdue. I know. We'll have to get, we're overdue. That's all I'm going to say. But again, as we wrap up, make sure when this post to run it back. Hopefully what we shared today is something that can help somebody. And again, add me at AuthorASnorton on Instagram. Click on the link in the bio for my Linktree. That way you see the newsletter, you see the interviews, all the social media platforms, the coffee information, and more. So make sure to check it out. And please, ladies and gentlemen, when people pop on and I announce, hey, you need to check them out. Like, I'm serious. You really need to check them out. There's some amazing people doing some amazing work. And if you guys don't know me by now, I'm fortunate to have access to the platforms I have. I'm definitely going to talk about what I'm doing, but you got to share your platform, and you got to let other people know what other good people are doing. And it comes back to you in more ways than one. So, they say sharing is caring. Hey man, I care, so that's why I don't mind sharing. And on that note, as I always kind of close out, whether small or big, a victory is a victory, whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious, keep it moving. I'll look forward to seeing you guys later on today at Paint Sip Socialize for Sip and Flow, Louisville, Kentucky. I will see you this Saturday at Fonte's Coffee, and stay tuned for more. And again, all of you continue to take very good care. Peace and blessings. I'll see you soon.